What's something you did during intimate times that was so stupid you still facepalm about it today? In college, my girlfriend was riding me in my dark bedroom me summer night. She was vigorously gyrating that I could feel her sweat dripping on me. After we kissed and cuddled, we turned on the light, we discovered she had a bloody nose and her blood was all over my neck and chest. May I ask what happened to make her nose bleed, or was she one of those that nose bleed easily? She used to get them occasionally. It's weird because I can count on one hand the number of bloody noses I've had in my life. Some people are just prone to it, I suppose. One girl I was with in high school was on top and I had to fart real bad. I wasn't sure what to do, so I just tried to hold it in. She started to get more into it and picked up the pace, which caused a series of tiny rhythmic farts every time she came down. It sounded like a machine gun. She stopped and asked if I farted, and I blamed the squeaky bed. She knew. I don't know if I've ever laughed so hard at something on Reddit. It's the description. Tiny rhythmic farts. I feel like I was there. I did it with a deaf chick and I was moaning really loud but she couldn't hear it, so I gave her a thumbs up for half of it. It became an inside joke. This is kinda sweet though, lol. As a hearing impaired person, I genuinely love this. Hilariously, I find this very wholesome. I asked my boyfriend to talk dirty to me. In the middle of doing it, he starts saying in my ear, F you, F you. I let it happen and afterwards burst out laughing, telling him to never do that again. F you. F me yourself, you coward. I am? I'm gonna F your effing fanny off, you T. My husband was trying to talk dirty to me and finished a sentence calling me a silly goose. Intimacy was postponed for a good 15 minutes while I laughed my butt off. Calling me a silly goose. I'm gonna make you honk so hard. Yonk. You like that, you silly goose? An old girlfriend of mine said she wanted to be slapped while we were going at it. After 100% ensuring she really wanted to be slapped, I slapped her. I missed her cheek and smacked her right in the nose. She yelled, "Ow, F!" but thankfully didn't hold it against me. The classic guys don't know how to slap during doing it. They either do it too lightly or knock the sonic rings out of your butt. Holds true. Thank God there's been no accidental nose hits over here though, LMAO. At least she took it like a champ. Knock the sonic rings out of your butt is possibly the best phrase of all time. He said, arch your back while we were doing it doggy style and I arched it the wrong way, up. And he had to say, no, the other way. Oh my God, scared cat pose, I'm dying. I read this to boyfriend and he called it the dog taking a dump pose, and I cannot stop my mad cackling. Getting my wife's bra off. Too many damn straps and crap. I muttered Rubik's boob, and we started laughing so hard we killed the moment. The first time he went down on me, he had a slight cold and I was super nervous, so he's going at it right up in there, and my brain decided to ask him, how's your nose? He just looked up at me, shook his head, and kept going, thankfully. Ha ha, LMAO. Reminds me of the first time I went down on a guy. I told him it was my first time trying it, and I'm going at it just fine for a couple of minutes, then randomly pull back, look up at him, and say, I just don't want you to be bored. I've never seen such a, B, are you serious look in my entire life. It still makes me laugh to think about. My boyfriend gave me that same look my first time when I stopped to ask if I was doing okay. Getting hot and heavy with my girlfriend in bed, making out, and getting ready to start the main event. We're whispering back and forth to each other when I say, I want to be inside you. To which she immediately responded, What? What did you say? After a very confusing moment, I realized she thought I said, I want to pee inside you. It kinda killed the mood. By the way, effing autocorrect almost made me post this as getting hot and heavy with my grandfather in bed. Glad I'm a paranoid proofreader. The autocorrect has me dying. A girl invited me over to her house to watch the Wonder Woman movie. While we're watching it, she starts kissing on me and teasing me. I said, what about the movie? She says to me, come on to the bedroom. It'll be better than the movie. And while we're going at it, she says, see, isn't this better than the movie? And before I could catch myself, I said, I don't know, I haven't seen the rest of the movie. Bro. She, who's very insecure, queefs very loud and leans forward, looks back at me, lips shaking like she's going to cry. I'm not grossed out or anything, but I do kind of feel bad for her. I seized this opportunity to let out a fart that I'd been holding in and followed up with, it's okay, I do it too sometimes. It was unsuccessful. She just started bawling. What the F, bro? That was the perfect save, too. Great attempted save, though. It's a shame that queefs have been painted as gross. It's air escaping. Big deal. Kudos to you, my man, for normalizing queefs and trying to comfort her. I never got why people think it's gross. It's a fundamentally hilarious thing to happen. If you can't laugh during doing it, you're not doing it right. My very first time with a gal who was out of my league, we stripped off our clothes and were making out, and both of us totally naked. I said, "So what's next? Do I ask for a blowjob?" She laughed it off and said, "Let me take the lead on this one." I miss her. I miss her too. Not me, but my girlfriend and I were in the middle of naughty times, and we had been waiting to get more comfortable with dirty talk. And after a little bit of back and forth, she said, "How bad do you want this P?" We just laughed it off, but she still gets embarrassed thinking about it to this day. I've gotten, "Oh yeah, put your tits between my C" before. Laugh my butt off. One time I slipped off the bed and literally fell out of her. I imagine this happening with a little cartoon cork popping noise. A cork popping, me screaming, and a splat. Lost my virginity to a girl with an IUD, so we kinda raw-dogged it. Basically, I nutted in like 30 seconds, but didn't want to disappoint, so I just kept looking for like 15 minutes till she was like, "Yo, are you good?" And I told her I nutted like ages ago, and we laughed. Bet she never forgetty your limp spaghetti. Not really bad, but weird. I was doing it with my girlfriend in the missionary position, and out of nowhere she stuck her middle finger up my butt. No warning or anything. What really freaked me out was I came instantly. Didn't have any control over it. One of my friends in undergraduate had a similar situation, and now he's really into being pegged. No judging, just warning. Don't threaten me with a good time. So, when I'm drunk and tired, I start saying extremely weird things with no recollection of it afterwards. Doing it is no exception here, unfortunately. Worst thing I've said was probably my reply to, "How was it?" when I supposedly just dryly shrugged and said, "Nothing to be proud of." When I first started dating my wife, we went out one night and I got hammered but drunk, and she didn't. We went back to her place, I was on top, and apparently started slurring something about my emotions right after I finished, then promptly passed out. It's been like 12 years, and she will still randomly ask about my emotions when losing my virginity. "So, how was it?" Like I expected. I still cringe. All went according to plan. I once asked a girl if she came, and she said she didn't know. I told her, "You probably did. You probably did. Brannigan's Law is like Brannigan's love. Hard and fast." So we just started to have normal intercourse. After a while, he probably thought it was naughty or whatever to ask me in a disguised voice how I want him to F me. Yeah, well, that different-sounding voice just confused me in that moment so much that I just blankly stared at him for a couple of seconds without either of us doing/saying anything, until I started to choke on my own saliva and we had to take a break so I could drink something. It was awkward. Very. You were so confused about what happened that you forgot to swallow your own saliva. Damn. I was nervous around my first college crush. After a few weeks of talking, I finally got her into my room. We were on my bed, making out, getting touchy-feely. I realized pretty quickly that she wasn't wearing any panties under her short shorts. I looked down and said, "I can see your vajayjay." She laughed awkwardly, said she had to go, and we never spoke romantically again. You are not ready yet, child. Reminds me of the first time with my girlfriend where we were trying to figure out what we were even doing. She reached into my underwear and with a coy face said, "What's this?" And I looked her straight in the eyes and responded, "That's my dong." Luckily, we both found it pretty damn funny and were able to continue on with our activities, but definitely not my slickest moment looking back. The emojis got me. Thanks for that. I can see your vajayjay. First time I ever encountered a vagina, I audibly said, "Meh, it's squishy." It still haunts me. She still brings it up, and I work with her uncle and cousin. This was 15 years ago. Doing it with a bald girl. I'm hitting from the back and I'm super horny, and in the moment I couldn't think of an alternative to hair pulling, so I just grabbed her head like a effing basketball. She starts dying laughing immediately. Laugh my frigging butt off. I'm dying picturing this right now. Pro tip, boobs exist. Plungers exist as well. He said, arch your back while we were doing it doggy style, and I arched it the wrong way up, and he had to say, no, the other way. Oh my God, scared cat pose. I'm dying. I read this to boyfriend, and he called it the dog. The dog taking a dump pose. I can't stop my mad cackling either, Orange Strawberry J. I've gotten, oh yeah, put your tits between. I feel so weird saying this crap. Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.